switch it. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, ready? Here we go. All right, yo, what's on, guys? So welcome to Warrior Talk. I'm here with Raven, my coach on the team, and Dustin and Holly, and we're going to talk about some stuff. We have a lot to talk about. So big show this weekend, Dustin's first pro show. Oh, yeah. We all were in St. Louis this past weekend. You know, if you guys did not see, Raven had her first client in there. So real quick, Dustin, how are you feeling after your placing?
After my placing,
how you feeling?
That's a different story right there. I'm a little hurt. It hit me right in the heart right there. Didn't get first call outs. That's the first time in my entire life. So this was my 10th competition. My previous 9 competitions always got first call outs. So not getting first call outs was a little rough for me. And not hearing my number or having my number get skipped over. Yeah. Oof, my heart just sank. Ugh.
And you guys don't know, man, when you're there and you're watching how the judges do it, it always goes from left all the way to right. So you're seeing number 1, number 3, number 5, and Dustin's number 7, number 8, and you're just like, oh, God, and like my heart's sinking. I'm like, how?
It's exactly. That's what I was thinking. How was the perfect question. But I just think that it was my pro debut, and it being that I am a rookie and I'm not really known. Mm-hmm. Truth of the matter is, it really doesn't matter where I place in this first competition. It's really just getting that monkey off of my back and not having to stress or worry about that first competition anymore. It's done. It's over.
Yeah.
My chair is popped. I'm a little upset. Okay? She didn't take me to dinner or anything. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Me and you both.
But just popped it.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was an interesting situation, given the fact that I don't agree with my placing, but it is what it is. I feel confident going forward. It just makes me feel hungrier.
I mean, that's it. And, it's kind of like you just got to get noticed. It's almost like a national level kind of thing. It's the same thing at nationals, man. You get these people that get in front of the judges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 10th time they finally get it. I guess it's the same thing for the pros now. You have to show up, show face. Yep. Same thing with Raven. David, the head judge that is in the central region of Florida. Mm-hmm. He's seen Raven compete multiple times, and so he remembered Raven. So when he's seen her step out on the stage looking phenomenal, it's like they have to reward that, because they've seen what you were. And then they come back. So, Raven, you got your girl.
Yeah.
She placed first in her class, first time at a massive show.
Yeah, it was huge show. It's the largest one in the Midwest, they said. It felt really, really good to get that win with her at her first show, especially at a show that large. And it was really interesting because I was nervous about the show because she was literally in a car accident 3 weeks prior. Yeah. So I had no idea, never meeting her in person. I was, freaking out when I got that text message, is she still going to get on stage? This girl has it. She has it in the bag if I can get her on stage. Yep. We had to take some time off of the gym for her to recover from her car accident. And then we went into 2 weeks out after that recovery, and she just brought it home. But it was a really good weekend, and I feel like a proud coach, proud mom moment. Might have shed a couple of tears, but yeah, it was just a great show in general, especially the amateur. It was huge. We had 17 girls in her true novice class, which that's almost like national level size show.
And that's almost like, most of these shows in Florida, let's be honest. There might be 70 girls in the entire, your show. How many girls? Maybe 17?
No, there wasn't even. I counted. There was 12 bikini girls in all the divisions. My show was so small, they only did 3 height classes, and they're supposed to be 8.
Yeah. And did you see how many girls were in that overall? So her girl obviously won her class. She fought for the overall. Was there 8 girls in that show?
Well, yeah, because there was 8 classes. Yeah.
So it was almost like a national show.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was massive. But even in overall, we were pretty close to the center. I think 3rd overall is kind of what she was looking like, which is really great. The girl who won, though, was just... She was so good, so good.
She was good from the back. The thing is, Lindsay obviously has the entire structure.
Yeah.
It's there. It's just when you first start, it's her first show. She's going to grow her glutes. She's going to grow her everything and just come in conditioned. What do you guys plan on in December then?
We're going to do probably a warm-up show mid-November just so she can actually win an overall, and then take another 2-3 weeks, tighten up, go to nationals after that, just because I feel like I can peak her a little bit better. She has that, it gets a little tapered in for that first show. Plus, I mean, who doesn't want to win an overall before going to nationals?
That's
and
true.
Absolutely.
I think they're moving here to Florida, so like it'll be a Florida show.
Yeah, that's what we're both saying. Maybe Tampa, right?
Yeah,
Tampa.
so we're looking. I found a show here like 3 weeks out before nationals, before we have to fly to Texas for it. So it'd be really cool.
Was it Atlantic Coast? Is that
Yeah,
the one?
that's
Yep.
the one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know all those shows.
Yeah.
I know all of them. So
Yeah.
Atlantic Coast is good. I've actually never personally done it. We were going to have Jacqueline do that last year, but not doing that this year. But no, that's super exciting, man. It's always good to have like a really good quality athlete that you see a lot of potential in. And I know she sees it in herself now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's no way. Did you guys stay for judge feedback or no?
No, just because I think that show ended up going on until like 12, almost
Midnight.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
Like wellness wasn't even done until like 11, and there was still 2 more classes after that. So I was already, I had to go, do my own cardio for my prep. So I think we're going to email the judges, get some feedback. I mean, definitely the feedback is going to be bigger glutes, come in more condition on the backside. I kind of know what they're going to say, but definitely still going to go ahead and get that feedback from them just in case.
And it's almost like a Texas show. I went to Texas. There was 700 athletes in that show. There was 400 in the St. Louis. So prejudging didn't even get over until 7 o'clock at night. Prejudging, guys. Like, I was there forever. So imagine having to stay for judge feedback. Like, Raven is also in prep. She's 2.5 weeks out from nationals. We'll give her a little bit of break on this one. But, we did stay for judge feedback for Dustin.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I don't really know. Like, what about that feedback do you feel that we can
Honestly,
use? I mean, I don't know.
I think we could use a lot of it. I think for one,
Lower abs, I got that. Cool.
Okay.
Too easy. We can work on that. We can fix that.
yeah.
She's saying watch the poses, right? So in my eyes, that means that she wants more of a boring routine. They want simple.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Yep.
They don't want anything too flashy. They don't want, they just literally want to see front and back.
Yeah, but then again, it just bothers me and it really triggers me because if you see like Ryan Terry, right, he does throw some flexes out there.
does.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
does.
And
Vitor Chavez's signature pose is basically my pose on the other side, but his hands open.
I've seen that. Yep,
like that's
exactly.
his thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
so that makes me think it's maybe not necessarily that. Maybe
don't
it's some
think it
other
is.
reasons. Maybe like it could have been the beard. It could have been the death throat thing.
it could have been.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
could have
And
been
she's
the
just
fact that I corrected her on my last name.
let's not
I
do
don't
that
know.
anymore.
I don't know, Becky. Is that it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I corrected you.
So let's not do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I think overall it was great feedback, man. I think the one thing I took out of that was probably when you're in your back pose is just you were breathing too much.
Just lock it up.
And instead of vacuuming and keeping it tight, he was breathing. So it did make your waist look a little bit wider. Yeah. Now, I don't even care where Dustin placed it this show, guys. It's more about how can we get better. Whenever I look at an athlete, man, it's like, yeah, the placing's great, but how do we get better for him? Even if we win or lose, like even if we won this show, we would have been like, damn, man, we could have been tighter here and here and here. And that goes across the board. So I think overall, Becky gave us great feedback. She said we have to tighten up, as far as the back post goes in your midsection.
Which I can kind of understand, but at the same time, I've never, ever been told that before. And in fact, as an athlete, your chance to fucking breathe is when you're facing the rear because your midsection isn't being showed or displayed. So that's always been...
Well, maybe
what I
don't
used to
breathe.
do, but now now
die.
she's the first person to tell me that. Now it's like, okay, great. Now I don't have an opportunity to breathe. Now I have to keep it tight the entire time, which is fine, but it's just frustrating.
You're a pro now, baby.
Yeah.
The game's different.
Yeah.
That's literally it, man. And when you guys get to that pro ranks, it is the little details. Those little details matter, man. It's kind of like at nationals, dude. Those little details matter. Look at Emma last year, dude. Placing second. Like, it was just maybe if she had a smaller, suit in the back, just that little detail could have made her glutes that much better. Right. So that's why, like, it's you're in the big leagues now,
right. But okay, I turn around to the front. I'm locked up. How many motherfuckers on that line did you see their guts moving in and out?
Nobody. You were tight. I know they did, but I'm saying you were the best there.
But I'm
by
saying
far
I was
in
tight.
the front post.
But that's because I was aware that I should keep my shit tight.
So now we know.
So now I'm like, God dang it. Okay.
But I mean, let's be honest. Like, and the thing is, guys, I did shoot Becky very straight. When I talked to her,
absolutely,
because I kind of caught her and she started laughing. At first I was talking about condition. I said, to be honest with you, like, how was Dustin's condition? She said it was 10 out of 10. We're going to talk about the feedback here, guys. So it was 10 out of 10. Then I said, okay, that's perfect. You know, well, then how did you place people ahead of him that, to be honest with you, were really soft? Like how?
Yeah,
and then she meant to say, oh, it's the flow from the physique from head to toe. And I said, well, wait a minute, Becky. Hold on a second. Because, you know, you probably placed 5 people ahead of Dustin, if not more, that had 0 legs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if it's about the flow, make it make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, she started laughing, right, when I said that. So that makes me seem that it's not that. But, you know, either way, I think that, you know, like, you know, what's his name is a 7-time Olympian, George.
Yeah, he's a
Nine-time.
9-time Olympian now. He was 8-time.
Yeah.
Now
Okay, so even better, right? 9-time Olympian. To beat a 9-time Olympian, guys, you got to really
you
show
got to be
it.
absolutely.
You know, so I love George's
undeniable,
physique.
for sure. He looks great.
Nothing wrong there. Now, there was probably 2 or 3 other guys that I think we should have beat. But we're going to move on. You know, we're going to move on from that. We're going to go
crazy. Now we're still trying to understand the criteria and the standard for men's physique, right? So now if you look at competition to competition this year, it just seems like the criteria is different,
It's every
It's honestly
division.
different.
right? Every single time.
Yep.
So we went to the Arnold, right? The top 3 were short, stocky Brazilian guys who had legs, full, complete physiques.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Absolutely top to bottom, balanced. Okay? And then you go to Charlotte. You got Emmanuel. He won. He looks great from the top. I think he's lacking a little bit in his legs.
Yep.
Okay. And then what? And then we go to Tri-City, right? Who won the Tri-City?
I don't know, but Dustin played second.
Clarence McSpadden.
Dustin
Clarence
plays second.
McSpadden. I can understand that. Clarence is he looks amazing.
Yep.
Shredded, always shredded, very, very, very consistent. I can see that. Then we go to Wasatch. We go to Wasatch and you got Jason.
Yeah,
Jason,
a little
another short,
stocky little
freaking
monster.
well complete, balanced.
Yeah.
little
And
machine.
bubbly, full,
Yeah.
pretty good condition.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
the best condition, but you don't need it because he's that good, right?
No.
Has legs.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. He's got fucking
He's
legs.
got legs.
Okay, and then we come over here,
Yep.
and if you look at the top 6 guys, they're all different.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like I'm sorry, but like, you know, what's the third place's guy? He's Iranian.
Oh, Hussein Kamini.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from the back, guys, remember, I see these guys walking on backstage, right? Like, he needs to tighten up from the back, right? And I mean that in the nicest way possible, because how could you place third when you're pretty much soft from the back? Like, completely soft,
really soft.
but amazing from the front. But he did get, you know, he's crazy.
Absolutely amazing.
I probably had him number 1 in the
Oh
front.
my God.
He's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But like, how do you do that? Like, is it that big of a difference? And you look like Ryan Terry, dude. Like, I put Dustin's pictures up next to Ryan Terry, and like, it's obviously he's a god, right? Ryan Terry's a beast. He's a monster, but it's very comparable, like just physique wise, right? Like, you might have a little bit thicker waist than he does, but either way, it's very comparable. So how do you go from Ryan Terry's physique, winning Mr. Olympia, or even like Brandon Hendrickson, to Dustin in second, or like, I mean, George is pretty good, but like Dustin in second. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't know what happened there. You know, like, the softness is just. And here's the thing, guys, and I'm gonna be honest here. Like, in the physique division, we got to step it up. Like, this is unacceptable to come in out of shape and just get second place. And what does that tell? If you're a judge and you reward that, what does that tell the entire division? Does that tell them that you just need to come in out of shape? And then it's a free for all for everybody. So I feel like there has to be a level of condition that is a must in every division. Like, even a bikini, dude. If you're not tight from the back, are you winning fucking nationals?
No, not at all. I feel like they want you to be more peeled as an amateur to get your pro card than as a pro. Like, you see some of the girls winning their pro cards, they're leaner than the actual pros competing right now.
Yep.
Like, it is what they want as from amateurs is just so different, and I don't comprehend it sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you got to walk backstage. You got to see all the rest of the guys. Now, in your opinion, coming from a woman's side, from what you saw there, do you think that the level of conditioning was very similar across the board?
I think everybody was extremely different. You had some guys that came in extremely tight, some who weren't tight at all, with their guts like extended backstage. I was like, what's going on? And then I was sitting in the audience, and I remember just looking. I'm not going to name names. There was a couple where I was like, I have bigger calves than half of these guys on stage right now.
And she does.
And like, I was just like, how is this happening?
Yes.
And there was a couple gentlemen up there, at least 3 or 4, where I was like, I don't think they should be on this stage right now. Like, when I was backstage, I was like, is that actually a pro? Like, I was so, like, they just didn't look like the rest of the guys, like, with the size and conditioning. But I mean, like you guys are saying, the top like 6, even the top 10, you guys all have completely different shapes. There was no like rhyme or reason to it. And especially the person who got second, I don't understand that either, because there was one guy, I don't know his name. He was so good, didn't even place like top 3.
Was it the stripes?
Light skin, black dude. Crispy, completely vascular,
that guy.
full chest. Oh yeah!
Oh my God, he was amazing,
dude. I was like, bro, you didn't get first.
How the fuck are you not first call outs?
You not first call outs, bro?
I thought he was winning the game. Screw first call outs. I was like, he could win it, and he didn't. He wasn't even top 3. I was like,
nope. It's weird, man.
So and it's sad because you see LA, the show in LA, right? Completely different judging, conditioned to the gills.
Completely different judging. Every single one of those competitors were at a level of condition that would blow the majority of the guys out of the water that were at our.
Make it make sense.
I don't know.
Make it make sense,
West
guys.
Coast, West Coast, they like conditioned guys. They like them hard, conditioned, full.
Well, so does Florida.
Exactly.
You know,
and then we come to the Midwest, and it was just different. So it's
different.
like, I'm staying in Florida. Staying in Florida.
You heard it here first.
Staying in Florida until I get my name out.
I literally told Jacqueline today, I said, we are not traveling anywhere because Florida does it fucking right. Yeah. Like, we're judging it like the Olympia judge it, and not even just like at a pro level, at a national qualifying level. Like, you know, the judges down here, I feel are so much better than they are up north. And I love Becky, and she is such a sweetheart. She did give you an overall, so shout out to her. But, you know, I just think not even just that. Like, I went up to Connecticut one time with Emily and just got robbed. Like, they don't give a shit about conditioning up north, and I don't understand why.
They were, like, even in my bikini class with my girl, there was a couple girls that came in tighter in the back, and I was like, ooh, we ain't getting first. And then my girl, she beat them, and I was like, how? Like, they literally had beautiful tie-ins, but my client had size, and she was on the softer side, and they were definitely rewarding the softer look at this show because there was a couple that were harder than her. That's for sure, with like even better tie-ins, and I hate to admit that, but
and that's the one thing I said. But see, that's the thing is like, imagine like, you know, her going to nationals and giving her first in her class, and we saw other competitors that were maybe a little bit tighter than her that possibly could have beat her, right? Yeah. You're rewarding a softer look. Now we understand how nationals works, right?
Yeah, it's not like that.
It's not fucking like that. But if we don't coach them and like a coach that athlete, we're like, oh my God, you're perfect. This is what they're looking for. They gave you first. Go ahead. And you bring the soft look to stage and nationals, it's not going to work. No. And you're not going to place, guys.
They want you absolutely peeled to the bone, like more than what the pros look like. Way more. You need to look like you basically starved yourself, but still have the muscle size. Like those girls are just, they look ridiculous backstage.
Just in general, across the board, girls and guys, it's the brink of death. If you don't get to the brink of death, you need to brink yourself further. I don't know, or whatever. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's true though. I mean, you know, that's why you win. That's why we're doing shit differently, guys. Now, please
you gotta edge yourself to death.
Please explain to me how, you know, Raven can coach a girl, go up north, and we get first in the class. Like, guys, you don't just get first in the class your first show. It doesn't happen. So we are doing something different, and I want to talk about that. Like, why are our athletes coming out of the blue, first-time show, winning the class, winning overalls, just walking through people? Why is that?
I honestly think it's because we're all not just coaches. We've all been athletes, and I think when you have a coach that has been an athlete and understands the processes and what can go right, what can go wrong, we have a better way of connecting with them rather than just a coach that maybe got some certification online, never really went through prep, never really went through the struggle, or those coaches that aren't willing to adjust to new methods. Like there's so many old school coaches out there. I had someone reach out to me, asked me to be their coach, and she was working with an IFBB pro, like a retired one, and it was like, she's just old fashioned. I want somebody younger. And I was like, you want somebody younger? She goes, yeah, I saw you're posing, you're doing fresh stuff. Like, that's what I want. I need somebody who's willing to adjust to the ever-changing divisions that there are.
In the sport and learning.
Yeah.
You have to evolve.
Yeah, you have to change. You can't stick to old school diets. You can't stick to old school posing. It changes every single year. The look, the posing, diets change from client to client. You don't want a cookie cutter coach. I shouldn't be doing the same thing for every single one of my athletes.
Yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely.
What do you got about that? Just, why are we winning, man?
We're winning because, I mean, shoot, like I said, we understand the adversities that happen throughout every prep. Every prep is different. You have to attack it differently. every person is different. Like you're saying, it has to be customized for the person. There can be a certain set situation of like carbs, fats, and proteins that you can utilize, and the different sources of which. But everybody has their own ways that they intake it and their body will respond to it. So once you kind of understand the person, and you have to take those first like 2, maybe 3 weeks of assessment and understanding and learning that person's body. And I think that most coaches don't take the time to do that. They just send out a freaking plan, do it, get after it. And, they might have their weekly check-ins, but in their weekly check-ins, they're not really taking into account any of the adjustments need to be made.
Yep.
And they go on to the next month, give them another cookie cutter plan. And
or, they give them a macro-based plan. And that's even worse. And guys, listen, I'm telling you, you don't understand how many times I hear this at shows, or I get clients like, okay, can you send me what you've done before? It's always macro-based plans. If you get a macro-based plan, guys, it's because the coach doesn't want to do any work. They want you to do all the work, all the counting. They want to go in there and say, oh, let me just drop five protein and 20 fats and 50 carbs, and then let me resend it. That's them doing no work. They don't understand your body. They don't understand literally anything. You can't understand your body when you're doing 30 different foods. And I think that is why we're doing it differently right there. Because we're using whole foods. We don't do macros like everyone else is doing. Feedbody Fusion does all macros. Everyone does all macros, guys. And we're doing, solid food. And like, I know Raven said, we do new school. Yes, you have to learn, right? You have to continue to evolve. But, I've adopted this like old school approach of, solid food, same thing I taught you, same thing, that we've all known because we've been dominating is solid food, and solid food is what's going to win.
Exactly.
And not even just that, like, guys, there's so many other things that go in there, not just the food, like the cardio regimens, right? People want muffin pumps. It's all about muffin pumps nowadays. Everyone wants a fucking muffin. Like, guys, get over it. Okay, Dustin, when in the hell did you have a muffin, bro? Did you have one muffin?
Yes.
He's fucking lying.
Did you have more than one muffin?
I had a double chocolate muffin that you actually gave me. You don't remember that?
Listen, motherfucker. Okay? Listen, that's peak week.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, but
I'm not talking about 3 weeks out.
Right.
No.
But you just add, you were very general with that question. Okay.
So I did give him a muffin. And we did give him a muffin.
But anytime other than that, no, there was no muffin other than that. Okay.
What did you have? Fish and spinach.
I had fish and freaking fish.
Thank you. And he lived in the ocean.
Sprinkled with fish.
Pretty much. I mean, this is why he looked at Jason Samoa with his hair.
Yeah, it's literally Jason over here. We need to get the hair down on stage.
Dude, can we just take it down real quick? So let's take a look.
My hair down now.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a whole. We gotta earn it.
Listen, we are gonna go to Miami, and maybe we'll get a little preview of the hair.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe we could have one of the hairstylist ladies do it. Maybe like, okay, well, do you have any ideas of what you want to do it like? And just freaking wham, hit him with a picture of Aquaman.
Yeah,
that's it.
That right there.
I like that.
Make it flow.
That's exactly what you look like.
Blonde streaks in it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know about the blonde. Well, yeah, we could have some blonde streaks.
I don't know if that'll go with your suit color.
No. But, we have another show coming up, right, for both you guys. We have, if you guys did not know, Raven just won the overall a few weeks ago at the Mo Chancey show. Dustin just got 10th. We got to do better for Dustin. We're going to come and do better. We're going to fix the things that the judges want to fix, and we're going to go back to the drawing board. And Raven, we're going to go to nationals, and we're going to get this damn pro card. We're going to seal the deal. Yeah. Gangster. That's what the judges told you.
We're not stopping this year. Yeah, the judges literally said the whole time you were on stage, the only word that came to mind was gangster. Like, she's a straight up gangster. I don't even know how to feel about that. I just was trying not to laugh because that was just such a funny word for me to be compared to.
Yeah.
But I mean, it felt good to be called a gangster on stage. But they told me, they said this is gonna be my year, and that I just need to get my name out there early. So that's why we're going to the first national show of the year. And they said, do not stop showing up until they hand you your pro card, because you can get it this year. Yeah. And so, I mean, they did say we're going to pick on you and gave me my feedback. And, they gave me the green thumb or lights up to go to nationals, and said that 5 weeks in between shows was plenty to tighten up in the back area and the core a little bit. And those are really my areas that I need to fix. It's just being 100% on that diet to tighten up the core, and the legs a little bit leaner in the quad area, not necessarily size, just having that nice line down the quad. showing a little bit more separation, even though that's not super huge in bikini, but you still have to have some separation going down the leg. So those are definitely my areas that I have been focusing on a lot.
Yeah. And one thing we've realized, the one big thing I took out of this whole weekend, guys, is nothing is guaranteed. No. Me and Dustin went in there thinking we were going to get first.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We really thought that,
I go there backstage. I'm looking around and I'm like,
ain't shit.
I'm like, yo, I got this.
Yep.
I'm like, oh man, I think I might got this. You know what I mean? Let's pump up. Let's either pumping up, doing my thing. Freaking Matt goes out doing his thing, comes back after we done ran through the
comparisons.
It was just first comparisons. Boom, coming out, and he's like. Bro, there's nothing. You got it.
You're undeniable, bro. Like, there's no way. And the thing is, guys, I really thought that. Like, I genuinely thought there was zero possibility we're getting not first calls.
Yeah.
I remember.
Dude, I'm like, Raven, we got this. Dustin, we got this, man. Just comment. Actually, a funny story, actually, is when comparisons got done, I could tell you were fucking nervous.
I was nervous as fuck.
Drenched. Bro. Talk about fucking water boy, dude.
I walk out. Dude, just absolutely. Soon as I step out there, I'm like, hi. I raised my hand and it was just waterfall.
Literally water. And when I'm telling Dustin, we got this, but you gotta relax. Like, you have to breathe. Come over here.
Meditating.
I got the tanning later, so just wipe him down real quick. We wiped him down and really just calmed him down. I said, Dustin, just breathe. You got this. Go out there. And you never sweated after that. It was pretty much good. So what do you think changed? You think you were just kind of...
Dude, I don't need to... Again, like, dude, I'm sitting... I'm just hyped. I'm overhyped. I'm like, oh, dude, I get to step on stage for the first time as a pro. Boom, I'm listening to freaking this one song that just
just hit.
Yeah. Tell it all, about to step on the stage for the fight of my life, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, man, I'm just going, you know what I mean? I'm just in my mode, just getting hyped. And so I think that kind of carried over to it. And then I get up there, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it, but then I'm also too hyped in the moment, and as well as the nerves and like the shock of being on stage again, and then the lights. Honestly, I feel it might have been hot.
Were you?
A little bit hot. Because I think at finals it felt a little cooler. So that might have played a little bit as well. So I don't know.
It was quite warm, I will say. Like, I don't know if it was just because I was nervous in the audience, but I was sweating. Like, I was dripping sweat in the audience. And so I was like, I don't even want to know what those stage lights feel like right now. It had to have been hot. I mean, I did see a lot of people get off stage with their tan just running down their chest. So
it was also probably nerves, man. Like, in Dustin's case, guys, he's never sweated before. There was not much water there.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was nerves. It was just when you get nervous,
bro.
When you get nervous, you're gonna have that, guys. And if that happens, what I recommend, man, is always having a coach by you that can either have paper towels. Like, I literally told Raven, go give me paper towels just in case Dustin starts doing this. And at the end of the day, guys, we ended up needing them, but we did have that tanning lady there. So when you guys go backstage, man, make sure your coach is there. Make sure you guys have towels to wipe yourself down. And plus, it's not even just when you're when you start and over. Like, I went back there right after Dustin. We had 3 minutes to wipe you down, maybe 4 minutes. I said, Dustin, come here. We had 4 minutes to get this done, guys. So it's so important to have a coach, that's backstage that knows what the hell they're doing.
Yep. So absolutely that, and like, please know and socialize with your tanning ladies. You know what I mean? Like, get to know them. Like, I don't understand how.
Like Christina, she's my girl. Shout out to you.
Yeah, you'll have people who are just like straight up assholes to these ladies, and I'm like, dude, they're here to help you out. They're not. They're not here to screw you over, so I don't understand why you're being so.
Yeah, a lot of them compete themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're all athletes.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just like, put it out there. Just be nice to them. Bring them a freaking monster or something. But
hey, we've done it. We've done it. I mean? Christina's always like, hey, can you bring me like 3 Celsius?
They take care of us, and that's that's what we want. You have to build that relationship, and every good coach really knows that. So. That's something good to have. Yep.
No, overall, I mean, it was a fantastic weekend, man. Like, St. Louis, I'm sorry, guys, it was a shithole. Like, shout out to the hotel. They had it, like, barbed-wired fenced, you know what I'm saying? Because there was so much, the homeless population was absolutely insane. But, I was not a fan of St. Louis.
No, I wasn't a fan either. Wow.
I did not want to leave my hotel room. No. I literally stayed in that little community. Like, the Uber driver was like, do not walk anywhere by yourself. Get an Uber. Then you'll be safe. So I just kind of stayed in that little hub area.
So I didn't,
No, I didn't.
I ventured out a little bit, but it was, we came right back. Yeah. We came right back, and we stayed in the hotel the whole time. But that was a cool hotel, man. That was honestly the best hotel. So shout out to them. I'm glad they picked that spot in St. Louis. But will we be back?
I mean, I don't. No, absolutely not.
Hell no, we're not going back to St. Louis.
I mean,
no.
Unless I have some sort of incentive, you know, maybe I might. But again, like I said, you know, I'm staying in Florida. I am only competing in Florida until my name is out there enough to where if I go somewhere else, they look at the list and they say, "Oh, Dustin Holly's coming. Oh crap!
Oh, he's in the past 3. Okay, he's been in Florida. Oh, I'm glad he's on my show now."
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, until we get that. I literally just talked to Jacqueline about that today. I said, "Just letting you know, we're not leaving Florida. Like, we will stay in Florida and compete as a pro for as long as possible." Like unless we go to Olympia.
There's too many shows in Florida. I honestly think that there's more shows in Florida than anywhere else.
So why do we pick that? Just because it was good timing.
Yeah, I mean, when we were strategizing, we were looking for something, and I guess that's where we landed.
Because we thought we were going to do really good here, go to the New York Pro, maybe Pittsburgh. You know.
Yeah, but you can only do those shows if you have the momentum going in.
I know. Which we should have had.
And which is just like any national show. You want to go into a national competition.
Yeah.
Without first getting an overall, right? You know, and so it's the same kind of.
Yeah, so we're definitely not going back there anymore. So we have big, goals this year. You know, I really do want Raven to get her pro card. I really do want Dustin to qualify for the Olympia. You know, I think that getting her pro would just mean so much to me, the team. We need that, and also you're growing really fast. Honestly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
really
it's been
fast.
ridiculous.
How many clients did you get in the past week and a half?
Well, literally when I stepped off stage, my inbox was flooded. I think I got almost 12 new clients in 4 days after winning my overall. Yeah. So it was just absolutely insane the amount of clientele I had just from myself stepping on stage, not even from putting another girl on stage, which me winning overall doesn't even prove that I'm a good coach, but everyone was like, she won an overall. Yeah. But, I think this weekend I proved that I am coach. I'm more than just an athlete. That's exciting. Exactly. But it was really spiked my business. So
yes, for sure. And that's kind of was me, guys, in 2021 when I won my overall. It completely started my business. Right when I won that overall, because at that point, we only had 1 or 2 people that have won overall in town. There was no, bodybuilding was not around in 2021. I'm not saying I started, I didn't, but I think collectively, people started bodybuilding.
There was
social
just
media
no one
started
known.
popping off. And then, right after that, my business blew up pretty much. And I went 0 to 100. And that's kind of what's going to happen with you. If you keep doing it, and then you'll start dominating shows, right? You'll start bringing athletes like yourself. I bring you, we dominate. You, I bring Natalia, we dominate. I bring Jacqueline, we're dominating. Well, we're going to be dominating soon. We've gotten really good call-outs. But I think first call-outs as a pro is dominating. You know what I'm saying? Our first time out with her, we killed that shit. But I think, slowly, growing, both you guys. And it's been awesome to see, for sure. You guys kill it. So we have the Sarasota show coming up too. Could not be more excited about that. Holly Beck's putting it on. Oh, yeah. Do you have any clients for that one yet?
I might potentially have 2. No matter what, I'm going to be backstage cheering the team on, helping my bikini and wellness girls get, pumped backstage. Yeah. But yeah, I actually did that show the very first year ever that they had it. And I was coaching myself at the time, little baby Raven, not really knowing much. I Googled everything. I researched peak week. I researched what type of soup to get, what I should be eating. And I won. I don't know how I did that, but I mean,
it took us how long to win after that?
Yeah, I know. It was
we are good.
Yeah, it's okay. Things happen, but I mean, I was really proud of myself in that moment, being able to coach myself going into that show, because I actually did the Mel Chansey show that I just went overall in for the first time 2.5 years ago. And I won that one, then went straight to the Sarasota one and won that one, but didn't get the overall. So now I came full circle, redid the Mel Chansey show, got the overall. So,
and I think we slam dunked it. It wasn't even there was no, I'm not saying there's no competition. Everyone looked great, but I think you were ready for nationals. And that's the thing, guys. When you step on stage, sometimes, man, it's going to be your first show like Brianna, and you get this absolute monster that shows up that fucking beats you. And that was Raven in that predicament. That was Natalia last year. She was just that good, where it didn't really matter who showed up. So don't get discouraged, guys, if you get second or third or fourth of your first time out versus compared to a monster.
Yeah, that was my 8th show, I think, but it was only my 4th or 5th regional show. But yeah, you don't win overall, and sometimes you don't even win your class at your first show. That's that's wild to get to fight for overall at one of your first classes. That's just an achievement right there.
And at the end of the day, guys, the overall is just icing on the cake. At the end of the day, we're trying to qualify for nationals. That's first and second place, if you guys didn't know that. So as long as we qualified, that's all that really matters. Yeah. So one thing I do want to talk to you guys about a little bit is, where do you guys see yourself as far as coaching and being an athlete in the next 5 years? Dustin, you go first.
I mean, I kind of wanted to put my opinion in on your first freaking competition real quick. So I need you to answer or ask me that question one more time. But you know, just a heads up. Like, so for my first competition, not knowing who's going to show up, like, you have no idea. You never know who's going to show up. All you can do is continue to do your best, put your best foot forward, continue to just put every single effort towards bringing your best to the stage. Like you, I Googled a lot of stuff. I did hire a coach, but there was a lot of stuff that I Googled. I wanted to understand how to be the best poser that I could be, and I was doing classics. So I did YouTube, and I YouTubed, and I YouTubed, and I YouTubed, and I freaking posed, and I posed, and I posed, and I did all this stuff, and I put in so much work and so much effort. And then, you know, you get all the way to the show, and now you're checking in. And, you know, at this point, you can kind of size people up, and you're looking. And, you know, I was one of those eager kind of dudes, fresh out of the Marine Corps. When I'm sitting right in the front, you know, and you had Tarek El Gindi, and this was over in California, over for Muscle Contest, and he's, you know, welcoming us all here, and he, you know, starts going off of the divisions and telling us all about this stuff, and then he calls the divisions out, and he's like, classic physique, boom, I pop up, I'm right first one up there, shaking his hand, hi, you know, and I walk over there, I go weigh in, do all that kind of stuff, I'm grabbing I'm grabbing my number, and I look back, and the biggest guy in the freaking room is sitting on or standing on the scale. He's got his shirt off, just in his posing trunks.
He's ready.
And I'm like, this guy's back is massive. He turns around, it's Callum Von Moger. So it's just like,
what are you supposed to do about that guy?
like, I'm like, you know, I'm coming in here swinging for necks. You know, I'm like, I want the sword. This is mine, my first competition, you know.
Yep.
And Callum Von Moger shows up. What are you going to do?
What the fuck are you going to do?
I play second to Callum.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Just
So-
like that. And there's nothing you could do.
There is absolutely nothing you can do. That honestly, it's just another thing to fuel your fire for the next one. That's all it is, man.
And no, you hit it right on the money. You know, you never know who's going to show up, dude. And there's people ready for nationals that just step up on the stage like Callum. And what are you supposed to do about that?
He was so nasty, bro. He had like 40 pounds of muscle on me, bro.
Not even just that, you know, he was big time on social media back then too. He's been even bigger now.
Absolutely.
But, you know, you see him, you're just like, damn, that motherfucker. Like, how's he? That guy, you know, just on a political standpoint in general, like, you know, because you see that a lot too, guys. Is like followers do matter in the sport, man. I don't really care. Like, you know, I have seen people get really good call outs just based on politics alone. Like, what's the Alphalete guy? I'm sorry, I don't like Alphalete, you know, whatever, for other reasons, but they blocked me. But yeah, how the hell did he get, you know, like second or third? Remember that? What did he get?
So he
looked like shit. Sorry.
You know what? I
don't like
think that he looked like shit.
I don't like him.
I think that he's put a lot of work in. He's improved every single time that he's got on stage, and his last appearance was the best that he's ever looked.
Well, he can look all the best he wants, but it doesn't mean you look good next to other people.
I don't know.
You know, I did not like his look. You know what I'm saying? So I think because he owns Alphalete, they couldn't give him last place where he deserved. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think, guys. Okay, and I don't like him. All right, so Alphalete, if you want to unblock me, we could be on better terms. But I don't think you care because you're a fucking Alphalete on it. But anyways,
5 years, right? So as a coach,
yes,
in 5 years.
Well, not even just a coach.
Where do we see ourselves?
As an athlete. As an athlete and a coach.
Athlete as a coach. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Okay, well, you know, I really want to be a 5-time Olympian. That'd be sick.
Wow.
You know, 5-time Olympian, maybe an even ranked Olympian, you know, that'd be pretty dope. But I think, you know, you need to have some pretty big aspirations like that to kind of work towards. Yeah. Maybe an Arnold. You know what I'm saying? Freaking win an Arnold. I think that would be pretty cool. Definitely would like to at least have 6-7 wins by that time. I'm hoping to have more than that.
Well, I think once you're winning 1 or 2, it should go pretty quick.
Yeah, I think
you just keep showing up, keep fucking winning.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when you're on the high. So.
And then, you know, as we keep going on and continuing on that path, you know, many doors open up, like freaking down the road promotional efforts, maybe having our own freaking competition. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah. You know, a warrior-studded competition.
That'd be crazy. Yeah. We'll be looking at this podcast here from now and be like, damn, we talked about this.
You know what I'm
one.
saying? That's where I go.
Yeah.
I go full.
Yeah. Oh, you got to think long term. 100%.
Gym, all that type of stuff. You know, shoot, as far as a coach, yeah, we want to have our own gym. That'd be dope.
That'd be pretty sick.
You know what I'm saying?
Just a lot. Big aspirations only.
Yeah,
you know, Olympia, Arnold, gym, you know, show. That'd be pretty sick. That's pretty good.
And you know, we have to figure out how we can do more give back.
Yeah. Well, how do we do more give back? Let's talk about it.
That's tough. Yeah, how do we give more give back?
I don't know. I think once we keep building and we keep, you know, expanding, doors gonna open.
Right.
You know, doors gonna open for that. You know, I think we do a lot though. I think maybe like posing seminars and we're like stuff like that. Yep. We could easily do stuff like that. Like we're doing one this Sunday with our girls on the team. Like maybe opening that up to the public, stuff like that, for free, no money. Yep. You know, just come on, let me help you guys, pretty much.
Absolutely.
So that's something we could definitely start doing like that. But yeah. What about you, Raven? 5 years.
5 years.
Athlete coach. Let's hear it.
Well, first off, one of the big reasons why I wanted to be a pro wasn't even necessarily for the title. I just want to get an invitation to the Arnold. I don't even care about competing at the show. I just want to be invited and meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know why, but that is like, I just love that man. Like, I just want to meet him. I want to be at his show and I want to compete in it. I don't even care what I place, but that has been like one of my lifetime goals is to get an invite to that show, get to meet him, get to step on that stage. Definitely, of course, want to be pro within 5 years so I can make that happen. As a coach, I really just want to be one of the best bikini and wellness coaches out there. And I think with the three of us, we have enough manpower to almost be as big as like Fit Body Fusion, give them a run for their money, like have our own apparel brand, have our own gym to be training at, where people, when they travel to Sarasota, Florida, they want to come meet us. They want to come work in our gym with us. Definitely a show would be so stinking cool. Right. But yeah, those are kind of my goals. Definitely some pro wins would be icing on the cake, but you know, I won't be picky about it.
Well, someday, you know, that's going to happen, you know, as long as you keep pushing, you know. Yeah. So, you know, me talking about my goals in the next 5 years is I want Olympians. You know, I want some top 5 Olympians, man. Like I want many pro cards. I want to see the people that started with me to be doing very well, to be able to, you know, 5 years from now, not have to think about money, dude. Like I remember when I was growing up, dude, and I would go out, like even 3 years ago, I would go to the restaurant and be like, man, I got to pick and choose my meals because I only have $50. You know, I'm never going to show the people I love that I have $50, but I only have $50. You know what I'm saying? And like, eventually, like I would love for you guys and everyone to not ever think about money. Like anybody who works with me, dude, I want to just be successful. And, you know, I want us to, again, own our own gym, you know, own, you know, maybe a show someday where we could promote a badass show. But at the end of the day, man, it's like, I want everyone to succeed. Like I want to win. I want to go to every show and bring the best possible packages I can. But I think a few, you know, Olympians would be sick someday. I think a bunch of pro cards and then possibly a gym, you know, same kind of goals as you, but I think it's possible. And I think that this podcast is a whole nother way of us getting our names out there and, you know, and just promoting the team in general. And kind of just, you know, just get our names out there and honestly just have fun, man. And that's why I started doing this in general. And like even our check-ins, do you think we'd have a team right now if I didn't say, hey, let me sacrifice Sundays and go do weekly fucking check-ins with everybody? Dude, remember it was Shay, we had that Sam girl there, you know, we had Alice there, we had all these people. And like it just started growing. And now we're where we're at. Could you imagine where we're going to be in 5 years? Like,
we have to have our own gym.
We need one right now, especially
right now.
With the clinic that I'm going to be doing on Sunday in a couple of weeks. We're going to have to do it in the parking lot. I already have so many people coming just from our team.
So could you imagine in the next, 5 years when you have, hundreds of clients and you have hundreds of clients and we have 50 coaches and you guys talk about Fit Body Fusion, like Fit Body Fusion has like 50 coaches. They're killing it right now. They're the top, but remember, they're just bikini for the most part. You know, they do coach a couple other people, but for the most part, they're only bikini. So I'm able to coach anybody from any division, from bikini to men's open bodybuilding to classic, whatever. I think Dustin's about the same. I know that you want to stick to your wellness and bikini, which is perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're doing a great job at that. But I think overall, guys, we're going to keep going. We're going to make it to the top. And we're going to bring this podcast with us, man. So I'm super excited for everyone that listens in on this first episode. Shout out to you guys. What do you guys got to say about it?
I mean, I'm excited. This is going to go far. I believe this is a great avenue for us to, one, get our names out there and then be able to provide just a lot more content for people, It's just going to be a good way to connect more with people.
Yeah,
For sure.
What do you got? Last remarks.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think this is going to grow and be a great way for us to get important information across to some of future athletes or even our current athletes that isn't currently being discussed but are important. There's so many small things, whether it's just lifestyle transformations or competing, that need to get talked about, and so people can have better clarification on it and really understand the sport as a whole. So this is definitely a great outlet to get that information out.
Yep, and we're going to continue to grow, guys. So our plan for Warrior Talk is to get promoters, to get, different kinds of athletes, whether pro, amateur, whatever, food prep companies, anything that's going to have to do with bodybuilding, tune in here, and we're going to make it happen for you guys. So we'll see you next time.
Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of guests.
That's
A
it.
lot of guests. Judges.
Big guests, too.
Judges, pros, a lot of people, big
promoters
names within the community. It's going to be awesome.
Yep, so stay tuned. Let's get it. Hell yeah. That's perfect. Right at 45.